Hello and welcome to Was That in Good Taste, your podcast for hot sauces, hot takes, and the hottest jokes. As always, my name is James.
And I'm Chandler Phillips.
And please, let's not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, I can't feed my 5 kids, my 2 wives, my 6 dogs.
And me.
And him. How you doing, Chandler?
I'm not ready. I thought I was ready mentally, physically, existentially for this episode, but I am not.
Oh, it looks like we have in front of us the Bloodiest Mary. Ooh, so we've never actually touched on Bloody Marys or hot sauce.
And what's the reason for that?
Because we don't like it.
We don't like Bloody Marys.
We are not a fan of the Bloody Mary.
And now that we've said it 3 times, she should be coming around any minute now.
I said I didn't like Bloody Mary. My girlfriend really got mad at me.
Really?
She thought that I said I didn't like her.
Oh.
That's the kind of spicy jokes you're getting today.
Gross.
So we don't do Bloody Marys mainly because we don't like Bloody Marys. And I love me some hot sauce. And I'm not saying Chandler doesn't love hot sauce, but
I like my spicy in a different filter.
he likes it spiced.
I
not
like
spicy.
I like spiced, and I like a green Tabasco sauce or a chipotle spice. But I gotta say, the type of spices that you usually fuck with are just kind of out of my league. I'll say, like I hate to be a stereotype, but my tummy, it hurts.
So we're gonna
It doesn't make it feel good.
poor tummy. We're gonna dive headfirst into spice by playing a little game, Chandler.
Is it a game that maybe our viewers might be familiar with?
No.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
brand new game.
It's a brand
with
new.
lots of
No one has ever done this concept for an interview talk show before.
It's called the Spice Game. I'm not gonna find the thing here. We have here in front of us 3 hot sauces. We have our Tabasco scorpion pepper, which I'm sure is not that hot. I didn't even bother looking at the Scoville units. Okay, which we're gonna get into later.
Why is it? Is it the type of pepper or is it?
So scorpion is the type of pepper, but the ingredients here are scorpion pepper, distilled vinegar, sugar, guava puree, and a bunch of stuff.
Well, just because when I had worked with Nacho Daddy a while ago, they had a scorpion hot sauce that was flavored with actual scorpion venom.
Oh,
That's why I asked.
my God, who does that?
Look, if you're open on the Vegas Strip, you gotta have something. They also would serve tequila shots with a little dehydrated scorpion on the side, which now that I know that scorpions actually shed their skin, it didn't have to be a dehydrated scorpion. It could have just been a molt. It could have just been a scorpion's molted
It could have
shell, and then I downed that with a shot of hot sauce followed by tequila.
How much did it cost you?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Then it's
With me? It was comped.
the best liquor. It's free liquor. Come on.
Exactly.
Then we have Elijah's Extreme Reserve, which is created with Reaper peppers, California Reaper, which is the old world's hottest pepper,
Oh, the
habanero,
the former heavyweight champion.
and the scorpion, which is in this.
So we got Scorpion, habanero, and Carolina Reaper.
Yes,
Ooh, that's the one that kind of is a little short, looks like a pumpkin.
it looks scary as a motherfucker.
Ooh.
Then, last but not least, we have the Last Dab Experience, which is the last dab that they're using at the end of Hot Ones. You know, no relation.
Come on, we can. This is an homage to Hot
No,
Ones.
it's not.
What? It's one of the goats of talk shows.
No, there's no hot wings. And the questions are nice and mild. Thank you very much.
Maybe your question.
This is Pepper X, which is the world's current hottest pepper.
It is Pepper X.
It's Pepper X mash, Pepper X distillate, and vinegar.
So it's got the mash and
the
distillate.
Pepper X, pepper, distilled vinegar, Pepper X pepper powder, Pepper X pepper distillate.
Oh wow! Can I before we jump in, can I tell you a quick anecdote?
Please do.
I have a friend. His name is Will. He works as a tattoo artist under the name Colossal Mobs, and he has a tendency to do cheeky little pranks. And one time I was spending the night at his house, and I had made some herbally infused molasses gingerbread cookies with a little icing on top. And so we were snacking through these, and we were like, "Oh my god, these gingerbread molasses cookies are so good." And he's like, "I love it with just the tiniest little spice." And I was like, well, "That sounds interesting. Doing a little like a spiced gingerbread with like a little hot sauce or something." And he goes, "Yeah, try this one." And I look at it, and there is a pool separating the gingerbread from the ice. It had a magma-esque looking. So what he had was this is when ghost pepper, like right before ghost pepper was everywhere.
Yeah.
He had a similar concoction that was made from ghost pepper mash, ghost pepper distillate, and then it was, ultimately put into a sauce. And that was my first experience with a fermented and mashed hella spicy pepper.
Well, you're about to have your butthole puckered because we're going to play a little game that I call unoriginally and not creatively the Spice Game. This is how it works, Chandler. So we are going to go back and forth. We each have at least 3 questions, right? And we have in front of us 3 shots made with Bloody Mary and these hot sauces in front of us going from the inside out.
Inside being the least
Tabasco,
spicy.
yes.
And then
The Elijah's.
the outside one will be the Pepper X.
Yes. But for a little spicy fun, this is a maybe. You don't have to answer a question.
Oh?
You don't.
I can opt out?
You can pass. All you have to do is add a little extra of the sauce into the Bloody Mary mix.
You can pass and dab.
You can pass and dab.
Pass and dab. Oh, jeez.
Now,
Oh, jeez.
I think it'd be fun, since I came up with the game, for you to start.
Me?
Mainly because I just want to get it over with.
So, am I asking the question
You're
first?
going to ask the question.
Do I have to drink and then ask the question?
No. You're going to ask me a question.
Okay. While you drink.
You ask me the question.
Yeah.
Then I decide if I want to answer it. If I want to answer it, I'm going to shoot the Bloody Mary mix.
Well, you have to shoot the Bloody Mary mix regardless.
No, yes. But if I don't want to answer it, I still have to shoot it.
But then you just add a dab to your last.
Yes. It's the punishment for not wanting to answer the question. Because I don't like to answer questions.
It is notoriously evasive when it comes to answering questions. Like, "Hey, James, how are you today?" Evades it. Evades all questioning.
Man, the weather's nice outside.
What do you think?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, damn it. He got me again.
So,
All right.
I threw him off balance there. Hit me with the. You think I got some sounds going on here? Let's see. No, that wasn't it. Hold on, I think it's this.
Yo!
Nope, that's not it. Wait. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna start out similar to our spices or our hot sauces in a similar kind of thing. So the first question is, who is your most questionable cartoon crush?
My most questionable cartoon crush.
And follow up,
And follow up? Okay, I'll take it.
does it make you a furry? Well, you gotta shoot first and then answer.
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Did you not see me looking at it?
They're your hot sauces.
Yeah, I know
What's-
it's not the hot sauce I'm
what's
afraid
this
of.
pause for?
I don't like Bloody Marys. I love tomatoes, but just the idea of Bloody Marys just disgusts me.
I mean, it's got all the things you like. It's got hot sauce. It's got tomato juice. It's got vodka.
Woo!
The only thing it doesn't have is an anchovy-based Worcestershire sauce in it.
Because I'm allergic to that. Okay. Starting to feel a little kick. Yeah. So I think, this is not now, but when I was young, I had a thing for brace face. I was like 13 or 4. I was like 12 or something, like 11, 12. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know, the white girl with braces telling her life story about how she got her period and, you know, people in her life like supporting her and stuff. I'll just.
And you think that's the most questionable cartoon crush?
Well, I mean, I don't have like who's out here like fuck now. But the furry thing, that's where it's gonna because
that's kind of where.
Here's the thing.
That's where I was trying to guide.
I've never ever been the person attached to like cartoons or attracted to cartoons. I had like a crush on Brace Face, but as
the most basic bitches of cartoons.
But as I've gotten older,
yeah.
I owe furries an apology. I owe them an apology.
I think we all
I
do.
mocked you. I made fun of you.
You slandered their good name.
I'll tell you that I was in a room with some furry people.
Wait, were they like in?
And they were fursuiting.
Uh-huh.
And they were mersuiting. They were having adult time.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty hot.
I mean,
it was actually so hot that this is the spicy part. I thought to myself, damn, the furry community sounds kind of cool.
I get it.
I kind of want to participate a little bit. But I'm not a furry though. That's the problem. You know, I feel like stolen valor. If I just out here pretending.
Where you're just like, I'm furry adjacent.
Oh my God. Scoville units are the measurement by which we measure how hot a pepper is. So I have in front of me a quick little list.
So just so we know what we're cooking with.
Bell peppers are 0 Scoville, just for context. Jalapeno peppers are at 2,500 to about 8,000.
Wait, you said bell peppers are at 0?
Yes.
Okay.
Jalapenos, 2,500, 2,500 to about 8,000 Scoville units.
Whoa.
You've had a pretty hot jalapeno before.
I've had a hot jalapeno.
800. Habanero peppers around 100,000, 100 to 300,000. I think that this
is it kind of like decibels where it goes up exponentially.
I don't know.
Like, because
I think it does because the numbers get kind of crazy.
300,000 Scovilles. That's a lot of compare. I don't. In my head, I'm like jalapenos are habaneros are spicier than your.
But also, it's like the
jalapeno.
median. So, like the median hotness of a jalapeno is 2,500.
Yeah.
The median spice of a cayenne pepper or like a jalapeno is like 2,000. A habanero pepper, it's like 100 to 300,000, which I believe that this is around the 100. Now,
do you have any stats on like serranos?
I don't, because they're like they're like 1,000 or less, because serranos aren't really that spicy.
I thought they were like just a tad bit more than a jalapeno.
I don't really think. Well, I think they're not that spicy myself.
Oh, well, all right.
The Elijah's Extreme Regret Reserve is clocked at being at 999,000 plus Scoville units.
That's a lot of Scovilles.
The Pepper X, not yet. I only did that just so you would be afraid, so that you can enjoy the Tabasco once you feel the heat.
I do love. I like your average everyday Tabasco Cholula. I love my favorite hot sauce is the Green Dragon sauce at Trader Joe's.
I love that. You know, their anti-union position, not so much, but the Green Dragon.
But the Green Dragon sauce, pretty good. Also, a good Frank's Red Hot. I'm here for.
Vinegar. Well, Chandler, are you ready? I'm gonna ask you a simple question.
Well, I'm gonna shoot while you ask.
What if you say no?
Then I'm gonna still dab this stuff into the last one. I'm gonna have to shoot regardless, right? Because it's all going into the last one.
No. It'll go into the one you're doing now.
Oh,
with the one that you're drinking. Trust me, you don't want to do that.
Wait,
you don't want to do that. No. So it'll be this one.
Okay.
And then the next one will be this one.
Oh.
Then the last one it would be this one.
I thought as per the rules. If I didn't want...
That's too much like them. Come on.
If I didn't want to, then I'd have to just keep adding...
No, you're out of your fucking mind.
If I, abstained from all 3 questions, I would have 3 extra dabs into this last...
Chandler.
Yeah?
Have you ever?
Why am I nervous?
Have you ever spoken to someone in a way that you regret to this day, that like weighs down on you? Like maybe you said or did something really hurtful with somebody that you just sit in bed dreaming about?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
I think I wouldn't have answered that. Now I'm gonna call out. He has oat milk. I have nothing.
Oh, that's got a good kick. I like that. And actually, that's the tastiest Bloody Mary mix I think I've ever had.
This one, man, I wish I had it in here. Whatever. It's really popular. It's like really, 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 really popular. It's like the #1 brand.
You know, you didn't flinch at all when you took that shot.
I did a little bit, but it wasn't because of the hot sauce.
Wow, that's a just go and drink right now. That's a pretty.
It is.
That's a pretty good.
Answer the question. Look at him. Don't worry, you can get me right after.
No, I think everyone I've ever been in a relationship with, I probably said some out of pocket shit to. Just either one, I thought I was being funny, or two, I thought I was being sassy. And in that regard, there's definitely there's that whole. I mean, I've caught a little bit of an attitude with you before, and I've regretted it. I think I'm regretting it now, a little bit. But also, like, in middle school, I was a bit of a bully to this one kid, and he's gonna tell us a story about how he got somebody to KILL themselves. No.
It was like in elementary school, I was a bit of a bully. So I bullied somebody relentlessly every day for 2 years until they took their own lives. I'm kidding.
No, but what did kind of make me kind of draw back and reflect was, one, I stopped having class with this person. Because, look, I'm not going to say they deserved any bullying. But if I don't like someone, it's usually not because I'm just making shit up to hate on someone. Usually there's an inciting incident in which I'm like, oh, I don't fuck with you. And then from then on,
look who's not answering the question now.
And so, all right, wait, you want specifics?
I'm waiting. I want to know what's going
on. No, I was just a dick to this kid named Adam who, like, looking back on it, I was like, ooh, I was real out of pocket on a lot of things. We butted heads over stuff. We both played in the percussion section in middle school band, and I think we might have butted heads over like who gets to play what, or like who's doing what. And there was just some incidences where I was particularly rude to him. I'm not recalling like verbatim things, but like the one that actually keeps me up at night was this was a time when I was like really into Ozzy Osbourne and like metal and stuff, and he was like making a bunch of paper cranes, and so I bit the head off of one of the paper cranes and was like, fuck you. And I'm like, that, looking back on it now, I'm like, that was just mean. That was just mean for no reason. And like, I thought I was being edgy at the time, and I thought all this other shit, and it was just like, no, little Chandler, fuck you. That was a dick move. And so that's one of the things I think that like all arbitrarily trying to fall asleep, I'm like, I was a dick. And you know what else got me to stop was someone else, not me, had found a slip of notebook paper.
Oh my God.
That had a list.
He's like, they're gonna get me.
No, well,
now I should be nice.
A little bit.
Now, you know what? Now I shouldn't have bullied you, but I found a list.
It was like, okay, wait, all right. I'm seeing how the extent of this bullying is going. Here's the thing, though. I wasn't at the top of the list. Like, I was like 4th or 5th on it. And so
They're gonna get him before they get to you.
not even that, but just like other people got problems with this kid too. Like I'm not the only one who's clearly has a problem with this kid. There's some other altercations that kind of precede whatever beef that we have. And then from then on, I tried to change my behavior altogether to just be a lot less bullying, less toxic in general. And you know what? It's when I stopped playing sports as competitively. I'll tell you that much. So there might be a link. Hey, if you want to be good at sports, kids, bully your peers. That's the moral of the story.
You're gonna yell at your coach during football. Ugh.
Especially my head coach. And if
You're gonna bump him?
I'm gonna bump him a little bit. And if he looks like a walrus, he can take it. That's what they're there for. That's what coaches are there for. All right. Are you ready for
Nope.
No, you're not ready?
Let's go.
But,
I'm not ready, but I'm here for it.
all right. James, question number 2 for you as we go into this Elijah's Prophet dab. What's it called again? Elijah's Select?
Elijah's Extreme Regret Reserve.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Scorpion peppers, Carolina Reapers, and habanero peppers.
That actually that sounds delightful. And okay, so you know how we took a shot of 99 bananas before this?
Yeah.
I just had a burp with that and the scorpion hot
gross.
sauce. It kind of tastes like banana peppers. Yeah. All right, here's my question. As someone who's no stranger to the kink community,
Oh my God.
what category or tag in your search history, in your opinion, is most taboo? What are you thinking? What are you deliberating on? He's gonna throw another. He's gonna throw. Oh,
It's not that bad. It probably would be very specifically.
I want to know specifics.
This is actually really wild because I'm not gonna name the subreddit,
That's probably good.
but there is a subreddit on Reddit that kind of has like a misogyny kink thing, but it's run by a trans woman, and all the women in it's like a woman run subreddit where they're kind of into but like misogynistic stuff, but it's not really. Instead, it's just like them being kind of submissive, and like it's like yeah, I'm at home with my tits out. You just want to fuck me in the kitchen, don't you, daddy? Like the actual stuff is like really tame, but like the title is like it's like really wild. It's like dumb misogynistic sluts, but it's like really.
Wait, does it really say dumb misogynistic sluts, or are you using misogynistic as a placeholder for like 4 other tags in between?
Misogynistic is the word,
Oh.
but it's surrounded by other words, but it's not really. It's like actually I kind of like it because it's like the women, like they're taking ownership of their bodies and stuff, and like again the main person who made it's like a trans woman, and she's always like talking about how like it's like a space for people to express. You know, to be honest, I don't even go there to beat off. I gotta go there to like see what's happening.
Just to be up and
like
up
you
to
read,
date.
you read the comments, it's like really supportive. It's like very strange. You'll see like once in a while you'll see a post and it's like oh, hold on, oh, God,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to keep going. Damn it, I didn't want to.
Goodness, you gotta follow your own rules.
Anyway, oh my God. So pretty much whatever. It's like because it's gross. They're like you know it's like a woman being like, oh, stepdad, I'm in the dryer, right? And then in the comments it'll be like there's like usually women replying being gross, but once in a while you'll see a man replying. He'll be like, yeah, you dumb bitch, and then you'll see under him a reply in parentheses OOC. I hope you understand that this is for consenting adults and there's actually no misogyny allowed here. It's like very strange. So if you looked at my, actually that's not true. I just realized what the most taboo thing is.
Yeah.
And
like you're saying misogyny.
no, I just realized, and here's the thing, I actually cannot say. So
Oh no.
I changed my whole mind.
Oh no.
Because I just realized that the actual, I told you before.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say that on the podcast.
No, you can't say that one here.
Woo!
Wow. You had to double dip. You had to double dab for how.
I'll be honest. I don't think I put enough in the
in
shot.
the actual.
Oh my god.
Do you think mine had enough in it?
No.
Oh.
No. But I'm not gonna fuck you up. I think it just needs like a
Just a tiny. Well, it's got kind of the
Yeah.
plug on it.
I think
now.
I was so scared.
There. Okay.
Yeah. I think I was so scared. Yeah, I just realized in the middle of me talking.
Because I realized that once you started, I was like,
Wait a minute. I was like, okay. But could I defend myself and say I wasn't looking for it. It fell into my lap.
It fell into your lap? It just fell on its own.
Do you like a finger in your ass? Or do you like a finger in your bum? If no, do you realize there's nothing wrong with that? If yes, do you realize that you're a little gay?
All right. Oh.
It's gonna be no. How's that?
That's got a good heat to
It's
it.
nice. It's garlic.
It's kind of sneaking up on me.
Yeah, it's building.
So, this is a good question. One, because I don't know. But it's not because I have put my own finger in my butthole before.
Oh my god.
But here's the thing, I don't think I went deep enough to actually hit any like to make it like a pleasurable experience, just kind of like a checked off the bucket list kind of experience of like, I hear a lot about this. And you're in the shower, your butthole's clean. If anything comes out, you can wash it out right there. Bing, bang, boom. And so I was like, you know what? Now's as good a time as any to try to figure out some things about my own anatomy. And honestly, it just kind of seems like more trouble than it's worth. And I'm not going to say I disliked any part of it. It just, like, I think there are other means of stimulation that get me aroused more effectively.
Didn't hit the prostate.
I don't think I hit the prostate.
Definitely did.
Like, I only went like 2 knuckles deep.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, I went past the first knuckle and like approached the second one and was like,
Yeah, that's actually not that I was gay. That's more I've ever had.
and I was just like, okay, where are we going with this? And it's again, it's not that I disliked it. It was just kind of like
It's hard to figure out something that you would not answer.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty open. I'm a pretty open book. But yeah, like I've also kind of accepted the fact that maybe I am a little gay. Probably not gay enough to like put myself out there in that way.
It just seems like a lot.
But it just seems like a lot.
It seems like a lot.
Like I've been peg curious for a while.
I mean, who isn't though?
Right?
Like a little bit, not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah, they get scrolling, you're looking, you see it's like, oh, she's hot. It's like
I guess when it just comes to like romance and intimacy in that kind of way, I don't have the same connection like with mental arousal in that kind of submissiveness.
you feel thrown away, you feel used. Imagine how they feel.
Well, yeah, but I feel like sometimes that's what they're going for. Like that's the vibe.
Also, no tops could ever get bent over. Look at this guy.
I don't think that tops can't get bent over. And I think every top should learn how to be bent over to, like I kind of want to get pegged purely for the reason of like now I know. Now I know what it's like to receive as much as it is. But like I think what actually arouses me is topping.
I kind of can't imagine. Something about you I can't even imagine. You just seem so delicate.
Yeah. Wait. You can't imagine which scenario.
You topping. I don't know. But also I can't imagine you bottoming. I feel like you're too masked for that. But
Yeah.
I just feel like you're too dominant. You're not dominant enough to be like I can't even imagine.
No, I'm not an aggressive top. I'm like
don't you like that, don't you, baby?
I'm like hey, we good? All right, back to business. I'm gonna keep going.
Are you okay?
But what I did find recently is like there's a way to massage the pelvic floor without like penetrating.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's a good time. If you can like the right where you feel like the muscle that connects to your hip bones from the the anterior one of
I feel like I need another drink. Ugh.
There, did I answer the question?
I think you answered it appropriately. God, fuck.
This is actually a question that I've been asking myself for a while, and so to be able to talk it out with someone feels good. And honestly, that hot sauce wasn't that spicy. I think this guy.
You should get your finger in there. No, get your finger in there.
That's what started this whole. All right. Whoa. Oh, geez. Okay.
I think it gets because it gets buried. It gets buried under the other flavors.
I had to swish it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I had to make sure it didn't get under the nail. Yeah. You know. Woo. All right.
Now,
I don't need it.
Usually at the end of that other company's, they have the thing with it already.
Yeah.
And then they want you to do a little bit extra.
Ugh. Yeah.
I think I might do a little bit extra.
Oh, damn, I need it.
How you feeling, Chandler? As I shake this to get it loose.
I think I didn't need to do that.
Oh.
No, Jesus. Okay, fine.
There's no passing on this one, actually. What's the question? Oh, shit. I'll be honest. I didn't expect that. Did you see that?
I saw it. It was
Do it.
witnessed. I have so many really good questions, but I think this one. How do you view free will in relation to biology, environment, and circumstances of one's reality?
What the? I'm here for it. Okay.
Even given a godless disposition, do humans have free will? Dum, dum.
I'm taking a second before I shoot this.
That's probably smart. I mean, it's a pretty action-packed question. I'm actually really proud of developing this question because I know you don't necessarily acknowledge like a higher power as far in like a patriarchal, like religious sense. But you know, it's just there's a lot of outside factors that go into decision making, and like, is free will actually free, or are we still just kind of passive sticks on the river
This
of
is what
life?
I think.
Yeah.
It all goes by what you define as free will, right? Free will being the ability for a being to do whatever they want within the confines of their biology, generally. Because humans are distinctly unique creatures, right? What that means for us is our free will extends outside of our biology a little bit, right? We have the freedom to not just walk the street, to walk the ground, to breathe the air, to live the life, but we've also extended our free will into being able to travel the globe, right?
That's pretty dope.
But somebody else is in control of it all the time. So in the way that free will is just a way to. I need a second. No, I just need a little. I just need a sip of water. Give me a second. Psych, motherfucker. Yeah, you're gonna be fucking crying.
I'm already crying.
Free will is. It's so complicated. Like I need to know. Like, what would you define free will as? Give me a little. What would you define free will as?
Kind of the freedom to do what it is in your heart and in your passion to want to do.
But that's the problem? The heart and the passion part, that's very uniquely human. And I think free will is kind of like, that's more nature. Because you can make the decisions you want to make. You can think the way you want to make. There are things that exists outside of your will, right?
Yeah.
So the things that exist outside of your will are not subject to your will. So free will dictates the way we think. And oh my God.
But do you think, I guess then I kind of want to take it to like the nature versus nurture aspect because, you know, we do have these psychological mechanisms that dictate the way we do process information in our outside world. Do you think that inherently we're kind of stifled, like that our spirit is stifled by the confines of our biology?
I think that the way that humans are, the way that we operate, there kind of are very few things that confine us, right? That's why capitalism is like such a weird, strange thing, is we have the ability, the technology, right, and the will to go into the stars, to create systems that allow us to feed people, right? You know, like feed everyone anywhere and clothe anyone everywhere. So we have the ability to do that, and that's like very freeing. But people using their free will have banded together with other people to stifle your will. That's what I think a lot of conservatives feel. They're like, they feel their freedom's being taken away from them, but really they're just feeling the crush of capitalism, and they're not realizing it. Oh.
But I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, do you personally ever feel limited by your own heuristics? Like, I mean, you know, anytime you get up and it hurts, and you do something and you're sore, I think I'm very reminded of how limited like my form is, and I definitely feel like if I was free of this form somehow, that I'd be able to, like, what my will is. Mm-hmm. Do you want help? Do you want help to be freed from this mortal cage? To free you from this flesh prison?
Put something in the hot sauce.
Do you want just a... We can cut that out of you. We can...
just get it out of you?
We can just get it out. I think that's an adequate answer to my question, and I wanted it to be thought-provoking and a bit existential.
I really think about, I think about that stuff a lot. I really do. I think about the limits of my body.
Yeah.
Because we are unfortunately limited by this now, right? And so whenever you hear people like getting upset about like transgenderism or whatever the fuck they'll say, they're really upset because there are like people who are like expressing their will and they're trying to like effectively shed, using their free will, the societal social concepts that are like there, right? Because that's like another type of freedom, right? Because like I talked about the freedom of the body,
right?
But like,
well, and then the social power and influence on the body itself.
That's we're working through that. Ooh, and then eventually we'll work through the end.
Then do you think would you be able to say like the manifestation of God is really just societal pressure?
I'll say that humans are very complicated, and I am not a theologist, even though I'd had an interest in theology for a very long time. There's like a few things that are very complicated. One being the human being's ability to individually come up with deity independent of other societies, like dragons, demons, like cultures don't have to connect in order to have like these concepts, right? So I don't know what causes it, because there seems to be something very independent and very uniquely human that creates spirituality. You know what I mean? Like I can't really point at a societal thing, because you would think there's societal pressures and things that, but that's completely forgetting the context of it came from somewhere to begin with, and that ability or that thing that humans do, where they independently create higher powers or higher authority.
But I think it's an intrinsic thing because it's derived from a fear of that which we don't understand. Because we're so based on like pattern recognition that we kind of need to come up with mnemonic devices.
And I think that's a little Western, because I think that there are religious belief systems and deities where it's like the opposite. It's like an expression of their freedom and joy. And I think really that's just because, especially in the Abrahamic religions, it's all like, make you feel guilty, and God is vengeful in some form or fashion, in different.
We're all sinners in the hands of an angry God.
Whether or not it's Islam, whether or not it's Judaism or Christianity, or Christianity's spin-offs, Catholicism, they all kind of seem to have this same thread.
Yeah.
Where at the end there is guilt, right? And there is punishment. And there are belief systems out there and deities and gods where that's not the case. There's sun gods. It's like pure. Like a lot
there's
in Africa.
There's always some sort of punishment aspect, or at least a karmic kind
and
of.
I'm wondering if that's human. That's the thing that I'm wondering. I'm wondering if that's a very, I think that independently, because humans, you look at the world we live in, right? We talked about heuristics, we talked about societal, right?
Yeah.
You start one way, right? But people exist in their own will. So people came up with beautiful light, like a sun, that God that beams love and light and Lord and everything to the ground that you live in. And then another person independently decides that, if you don't, that Lord can punish you or might punish you, because it's human and also made up. Anybody can kind of do, I think, what they want with it.
Yeah. But with that said, I think there is something kind of interesting to be said about the tendency for there to be some sort of balancing or like a karmic retribution across cultures. And I think that might have to do with a statistical phenomenon of, I forget what the term is, but it's basically everything ultimately comes down to the mean, the average. Like everything averages out. And so when you take an account of generations of experiences, there's gonna be this, no matter what direction things are going, if they're good or bad, there's going to be some sort of balancing onto an average, or like if it swings one way, it's gonna swing the other, and everything eventually, God, there's a term for it, and I'm totally drawing a blank of it, but like just in statistics, it always favors reverting back to the average.
I have a question for you.
Is it the last question?
It is.
Does that mean I need to take a drink?
Chandler, I'm curious, and we were joking about this earlier, and I'm thinking about like...
Wait, but just for realsies, is this the
Yep,
shot?
That's it.
Okay.
I'm wondering very earnestly because we joked about it and stuff. But I'm wondering, obviously, we've spoken about this off the podcast, and I'm wondering how you feel independently of your, because obviously we fucking know what's happening in Israel and we understand that. If you know us, you understand our position. I don't have to fucking defend that. But how do you feel about having that connection of your heritage being like utilized to like I'm not even gonna be specific about the traumatization of the how does it feel to be a Jewish person in New York, not particularly religious? How does that feel in a time like this where, I mean, you just know, like, how does it feel culturally, socially? Has it affected your relationship? I'm being earnest. I'm very curious. Has it affected your relationship at all with your parents or any of the people in your family? Because I don't really know about that.
So that's an interesting thing to bring up because I was raised so distant from the from the religion. The only really aspect I had of it was the ethno-cultural kind of connection to.
I somehow gave myself more.
I think you had more water in yours.
No, I drank my water.
Oh, okay. So like when it comes to like the people who, oh my goodness,
I told you.
oh god,
We got like 10 minutes left. Let's go.
oh I'm gone. Okay. Oh Jesus.
I'm gonna be an asshole now.
Okay. Oh, that.
It's like sweet, actually.
Yeah. That. Okay. Once
Can I tell you
the
something?
milk kind of put the flames out.
The Pepper X pepper has natural sweetness to it,
That's nice.
but it has a fucking kick like a motherfucker.
Yeehaw.
I'm sorry, continue.
I've never had a connection to any concept of Zionism. The only thing that I guess the connection I have is the sense that Israel has always been a litmus test for global opinion towards Jews worldwide. And when global opinion towards Israel is bad, it's a bad sign for Jews around the world. With that said, I condemn free Palestine. I condemn Israel's occupation
Maybe just don't be anti-Semitic.
Yeah, but because of the history of anti-Semitism in the West, it's hard to separate.
Well, that's why Netanyahu is the most anti-Semitic person that exists.
Yeah.
Because he's leveraging this fear against his own people, doing something very bad, and that's going to do nothing but draw attention to really like 20,000 displaced people. Sorry, 20 million?
Yeah, and what I kind of get a little
I made up the number, I'm sorry.
caught up in, what I'm not even frustrated about per se, is it's more just kind of, it's where things start to get a little nuanced and tricky for me, is the fact that the state of Israel exists because it's completely propped up by Western imperialist powers. However, if it weren't propped up by Western imperialist powers, Israel and just any sort of homeland for Jewish people wouldn't exist. And then you kind of got to blow the situation.
But like, do Jews need a homeland?
Well, that's the question that you then have to ask is, do Jews need a homeland? Why do Jews need a homeland?
Because I think, like, do Jews need a homeland? No. What Jews need is not to be persecuted en masse by,
And so why does a Jewish homeland exist in concept? Because only a minority of Jewish or followers of Jewish faith believe in Zionism. The fact that, like, oh, they need to be in this specific promised area in order for whatever that bullshit is. I don't believe in that
Also-
propaganda or that jargon, but Israel exists. A Jewish homeland needs to exist for Western powers because they want a place to deport their Jews to
Yes, 'cause-
next time they want to do a fascism.
Because the real reason is because
They don't want to get their hands dirty with having another Holocaust. And so they are instead opting for Israel to genocide their neighbors.
Because it's kind of a lie to be like that Syria or not fucking Syria, fucking Iran. What's wrong with me today? Iran, Egypt, they're not gonna fucking spill into Jerusalem and start murdering Jewish people en masse. The reality is that
that's so 1500s.
That's not what's gonna happen. But that's the fear I think that's like used, and I can't imagine what it must be like to be. So like because like you're not like Zionism and its effect on you is separate, but also it exists because you're Jewish.
It exists because I'm Jewish?
Yes, it exists.
Wait, so if I didn't exist, then if I weren't Jewish,
it exists,
that would fix this whole problem?
It exists in your life, I think, because you're Jewish, but that's what I'm wondering how your relationship with like because here's the thing. This shit is spicy. It's different because you're effectively just a white American.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Whoa. Hey now. Don't be going around throwing accusations as if they're facts. I have respect, thank you.
As you're like a white American, I think your connection to that's like completely disjointed and completely different.
But I also think part of dismantling whiteness in America is to draw on and reflect on ethno-cultural ties that precede.
But aren't most of the ethno-cultural ties related to Judaism mostly just propaganda by the state of Israel? From the inception of Israel, they're like the biggest propagandists.
Yes,
for the state of Israel, and they've never done it they've never done it. And to be fair, they do it the way that a state that exists because somebody ignored them while they were getting murdered, and then was like, "Hey, a bunch of us will get together and we'll give you this land."
They literally weaponized Jewish guilt, and in that way, game recognized game. So like,
oh my god, he's like,
you gotta hand it to him. Like,
you're talking about in the beginning. You're not talking about now.
No.
He's like, it's like, I think those Palestinians.
Look, if they can weaponize guilt a little bit better, maybe. No, jeez. Oh, fuck.
They're like dropping guilt on people's heads. I think it's so funny because as Americans, we're so disconnected from the stuff that happens like outside of us. Mm. And I think, and this is the reason why I asked you, because you're a Jewish American whose connection to your heritage with respect is tenuous, because it's like you go sometimes, it's like going to a quinceañera. You went to a bat mitzvah or a bar mitzvah.
Well, and even my connection to Jewishness is so disconnected because like I'm not even a good Jew. Like
how much of what you know about Judaism is Israeli propaganda?
How much of what I know about Judaism is from a Rugrats special from the 1990s? That's a better question. But like I know so very little about what Jewish religion is like. The only perspective I have is really to know that I have this kind of cultural designation in the way that's viewed from the norm, I suppose. Like, funny story I was just telling a friend about. There was a kid on my football team in high school. We were linemen. I was right tackle, he was right guard. We blocked, and we were both second string. So when we weren't on the field, We were mostly on the sidelines the whole time. One day, another one of my friends made a comment about like, oh, Chandler knows about like foreskins. He's Jewish. Some shit like that. And the dude goes, oh, I didn't know you were Jewish. That's fun. My uncle's a neo-Nazi. Like, what? And he said it so matter of fact, like as if like they went to the same college type deal. Just one went to the state school and one went to the JC. Like that. And just like kind of having to navigate Jewishness in response to anti-Semitism. That's where I'm operating from. And so when you see stuff that is like, oh, public opinion toward Israel, bad right now. Public opinion towards Hasidic communities due to COVID, due to other things, bad right now. It's not a very positive public opinion. From my perspective, I'm like, did they never have to face like casual anti-Semitism? Because otherwise you would be doing much more in your power, I guess, to just kind of pass while still holding on to this like fun cultural significance.
Jewish people do that. I think that it's interesting because I feel like a lot of Jewish people do that, and I also think you're in an interesting position because you're in New York. And there's lots of Jewish people here.
And a lot of different types of Jewish people.
And since you're not like a member of the Hasid community, you don't know in reality the level or amount of anti-Semitism that they face directly. Because I think that I'm about to say some wild shit, but not too wild. I think that obviously there have been people who've been assaulted and treated terribly because they're Jewish. Not so much a habit of Jewish people getting just beaten up in the streets in New York. You know what I mean? Like, like Jewish people just getting run up on and just getting like murdered is not like a huge thing. Even now in this time of like increased anti-Semitism, it's like people yelling at people. And also most of the anti-Semitism isn't really, it's just propaganda from news about people getting into arguments while they're at protests.
Yeah.
So I wonder sometimes, anti-Semitism is very real, very dangerous. But I wonder sometimes how on the ground, how real it is, because most Jewish people don't live in New York, aren't the members of Hasid community. And so, you know, they're not usually directly in the bullseye of direct physical or even often systemic.
It's,
you know,
from in my experience, it's been more in the way of like systemic microaggressions than it is like, you know, combative. But there are instances where there is some sort of ostracization that comes along, and just like generally the thing that I appreciate most about my Jewishness is that it's just kind of given an alternate perspective of what religiousness can look like, because, you know, we are friends with people who grew up in very, very insular Christian communities, and there's a type of religiosity that comes from Christian communities, from like the evangelical and the Catholics, which only up until like 2 years ago did I find out that the evangelical Christians and the Catholics, like I knew there was beef between like Protestants and Catholics, but I didn't realize that like Protestants and evangelicals don't consider Catholics to be Christians.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all are both simping for the same guy.
As a fact.
And like, he wasn't even a full god. He was like, technically he was a demigod. He was a Perseus. You know, y'all are fangirling over Percy Jackson right now. And like, it seems so ecstatic over something that's also so derivative, you know?
Yeah.
This is another conversation I was having with someone today where when Lady Gaga first came on the scene, people were losing their shit because they were like, oh my God. Rumba, rumba. and they were like, "Oh my God, she's causing such a scene. She's doing all this crazy like media stuff, and is like just blasting like people were just like, oh, this star is so bright, we cannot see straight." And I was like, okay, but you guys, a lot of what she's doing is just an homage to Madonna. Like it's like you if you know what the historical context is for something.
I never thought she was weird. She's just doing Madonna.
She's just doing Madonna. And granted, she did it great. She's a very talented person. But it was never like I didn't quite get how fervent the fandom was when you know that there's a historical context and a backing that informs everything that they're doing, almost to the point where you can predict what kind of art they're going to put out next. And the same goes for Jesus Christ. And it's like, yeah, of course he's going to wander in the desert for a while because that's what all of the Jews before him did. That's just their thing. That's where
what they do.
You wander in the desert for a bit, you find God, and then, Satan tempts you a little bit. And if you do that, yeah, of course he's going to come back and like walk on water. The boy's an Aquarius. He's going to be the water bringer. It's just it just makes sense when you put it in that kind of perspective, historical context. Though now that I'm saying it, if we're taking December 25th, is he an Aquarius or is he a Sagittarius?
I don't know. I don't know.
Either way, navigating reality with a touch of Jewishness, but not enough to like fully propagandize your brain. Because I mean, also growing up a-religious is just kind of helpful, I think, in how you understand.
Like, wow, they're being crazy. I don't think they should be genocided again, but man,
like, they should stop. Like, hey, do you have to have the whole thing? Like, what? Israel's the size of Jersey, and could you imagine? Could you imagine if Jersey all of a sudden got up in arms and was like, you know what, we're gonna take Rhode Island? And
people in the West Coast don't know that happened.
What?
2011. We don't talk about those days.
Jersey invaded Rhode Island. It was the 6-Day War.
So now, because we have to wrap up,
yeah,
I wanted to go through a quick speed round, real quick.
Speed round. Do we have to?
The hot sauces. We have to. We got to wrap up.
Wait, we have to taste them again?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Just give me your thoughts. Scorpion Tabasco.
Scorpion Tabasco, I thoroughly enjoyed. I would like to have that. I think that would be a fun, like, rim around something. Like if you did like a small rim of the Scorpion Tabasco around a shot with like tahini or like a fun salt.
Not that spicy.
It's not that spicy, but it's enough to let you know you're there and you're alive.
Elijah's Extreme Regret Reserve, which I think it has a lot of garlic and it's very flavorful.
It's a very flavorful. Having the little like concentrate part at the cap, woof, woof. But here's what I would do: I would put that in like in a marinade.
It's for chili. Like put some in chili.
I would like that. Pepper X.
You didn't even have that much.
I had enough. Pepper X was also pretty flavorful. I think,
and that's only the pepper. Think about that. That's interesting.
I think Elijah's sauce was more flavorful, but I think Pepper X, the pepper, had more.
It's like
offer.
sweet. It's like sweet.
Yeah,
and it's like a little heat in there.
I would like that in more of like a salsa or in a guac type deal where it's like it's a dip. Whereas this one, I think this would be fun in a marinade, or like you have your meat or chili or something that's got a nice little soak of this, and then this one I think is just a nice little kick. I'd put a dab on a taco, maybe an empanada.
100. Yeah, this is yeah. Wow, Chandler,
this
has been absolute fun. How do you feel about Bloody Marys? I'm gonna be honest, still not a huge fan.
I'm not the biggest Bloody Mary fan, but this is the most I've ever been willing to drink a Bloody Mary. And I've tried a handful. I've tried about 2 knuckles of a Bloody Mary before.
Oh my God.
But I think just going in a little bit deeper this time, we hit the button.
Chandler, if people were going to find you, where could they find you?
You can find me at Chandler Does Jokes on Instagram and soon to be coming to TikTok. Yeah, that's it.
I like how that's it. You gotta do something else. Come on,
I'm gonna be promoting
some stand up.
We're doing stand up. We're hitting mics. I don't know which ones yet. I'm still figuring that out.
And of course, you can always find me everywhere on TikTok at living_dad_joke. Or, of course, you can find us everywhere. Facebook.com/Was That in Good Taste?
Yep.
Instagram. The Was That in Good Taste Instagram exists. It's just nothing is ever posted on it.
Well, then let's fix that.
As well as you can always find me at DAArtofGivingUp on Instagram.com. Chandler, this has been spicy times.
Hot times and hot brews, hot dudes and hot tudes.
I'm really enjoying. I feel real tight. I don't know if I can get 2 knuckles in. As always,
We'll loosen you up.
drinking is not required.
But it is recommended.
Boom, boom,